Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. As I made this point many times before, I will continue to make it, which is, since all these guys are lying to us, or at least they're, hiding the truth here, they lie by omission or bluntly lying to us, the best way to figure out and to verify if they're telling the truth or not, I'm talking about the war in Ukraine, is to look over the map. The cities, the settlements they mentioned today, you see if they're going to mention them the next day, and so on. And after a while, if you follow the names of the settlements that they use, you're going to find out which way, in what direction the front is moving, east or west. In this case, it's clear, I think, that I'm 99% certain that the Ukrainian counteroffensive is dead, face down in the water, floating downstream. Okay, it's dead. The problem is the Russians are succeeding in Kupiansk area, which is north, or if you want to look over the map, which I will show you in a minute, it's right in the east of Ukraine. Now, Kupiansk is the area in Kharkiv, where the Russians, they, according to them, a goodwill gesture, gave it back temporarily before 2023, when the Ukrainians took over, and now they want it back, and they taken it back. The Ukrainians now evacuate a city next to Kharkiv. That's very important. Yesterday they said they're going to evacuate Kupiansk. That's the one? Well, let's read this little article coming from the Russians. And again, look over the map, which I will show you in a minute. August 10th, 2023. Ukraine orders evacuation of key city near Kharkov. Kharkov is Kharkiv, but that's how they use it here. So, the move comes following reports that Russian troops are advancing in the area. The Ukrainian authorities have announced a mandatory evacuation in part of Kharkov region bordering Russia's Donetsk and Lugansk People's Republics. The order comes after the Defense Ministry in Moscow said its troops had made headway in the area. In a written order on Thursday, today, Andrei Kanashevich, acting head of the Kupiansk military administration, published a list of 37 settlements near the combat zone that were to be evacuated by local residents. He cited constant Russian artillery attacks and the security situation as the reason for the decision, adding that the order also applies to the city of Kupiansk itself. So let's look over the map. Right here, this is Ukraine, this is the front line, this is what the Russians got so far, and it is right here. This is Kharkiv Oblast, and Kupiansk is right here. So everything here seems to be evacuated. This little thing was like this for some time, and now the Ukrainians are evacuating this area. So they are including Kupiansk, which is right here, Kupiansk. So these guys, I covered this yesterday as well, but it was not clear when the order was given. Now it's clear these guys evacuate this. So 100% certain the Russians are advancing. I haven't heard the Russians evacuating from where the Ukrainians supposedly conduct their counteroffensive, right here in Zaporozhye region and right here in Kherson, kind of trying to cross the Dnieper River. So let's go back to the article. So remember, let's keep this in mind, it happens here, breaking the front here. The directive came as the Russian Defense Ministry said that its assault units had, and I'm quoting, improved their forward positions while conducting offensive actions. Kupiansk was captured by Russian troops shortly after the start of the Ukraine conflict in February 2022, but Kiev retook it last autumn when Moscow announced the regrouping of its forces in the area in a bid to concentrate on the liberation of Donbass, blah, 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 blah. But hey, they are in charge over there. They know what they're doing, I'm assuming. The city, which is located around 116 kilometers from Kharkiv, so 116, between this and this, 116 kilometers, there's about what? 70 miles about right here. between Kupiansk and Kharkov. Look as I right there. And divided in two by the Oskol River, is home to a major railway station crucial for supplying troops deployed south of the city. Russian military experts have also said that should Moscow take control of Kupiansk, it would help thwart any Ukrainian attacks on the Lugansk People's Republic. No, Lugansk People's Republic is this right here, this area. Back to this article. The evacuation order and reports of Russian advances come as a much-hyped Ukrainian counteroffensive drags on. Kiev's attacks have so far failed to gain any ground, according to Moscow, and not only. The Westerners are already panicking. Last week, Russian Defense Minister Sergei Shoigu estimated Ukrainian losses since the start of the push in early June at more than 43,000 troops and nearly 5,000 pieces of military equipment. So, advancing in the area. All right, well, as I said, just keep an eye on the map, and little by little you will notice who's who, what's what, in what direction the front is moving. And obviously don't listen to only to one source. Try to find as many sources, and discard certain ones. Be mindful that when the Russians say something, when the Ukrainians say something, but if the Bangladeshis say something, or I don't know, my friends from Zimbabwe say something, you gotta also figure out what their sources are, because if they use as their sources Russia Today or Sputnik, again, you full circle back to where you started. So that's clear advancement, or advancing troops of the Russian Federation in Kupiansk area, in Kharkov Oblast, and we'll see what the Ukrainians will do. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.